Another author without an author's page. Wing Pie. They wrote, I could have sworn I just saw ... So it's a quote title. I could have sworn I just saw. Well, who did you see? What did your elven eyes see? What did your foundation eyes see? Of your class Keter. Oh shit. Who did they see? Jesus? Is it Jesus? Did you see Jesus? Have you bumped? Oh, just a little bit slow. Is it Jesus? Have you bumped into Jesus? Is that what it is? I think I understand why my Streamlabs is taking some time to work. It's because of this little guy. Okay, let me pause that. It should now function normally, maybe. Is it Jesus? Did you see Jesus? Have you seen Jesus? Or the Cthulhu? Who knows? Special containment procedures. SCP-2551 is to be remotely monitored at all times by a permanent staff of at least 10 surveillance personnel trained to identify SCP-2551 induction events. Simultaneously, the Leth algorithm, oh god, my eye, is to be run on all feeds at all times. Facial recognition software is to record images of all individuals entering or leaving SCP-2551 for matching to an identification of -1 instances. A piece of software trained to identify recognition induction events based on facial and bodily cues. For further information, include rate of success, version history, and source code. See Appendix 2551-D. Facial recognition software is to record images of all individuals entering or leaving SCP-2551 for matching to an identification of -1 instances. If an induction event is identified either by personnel or by algorithm, the associated individual is to be intercepted before leaving SCP-2551. Method of interception is arbitrary but must involve breaking the individual's line of sight. For example, see Appendix-C. Under no circumstances is SCP-2551 to be continuously empty of people for more than 12 hours. In the event that SCP-2551 has been continuously empty for more than 8 hours, at least 10 individuals not familiar with the effect are to enter SCP-2551 and patrol the space until it is declared safe by a member of staff of level 4 or higher security clearance. And here we have the effect, has a footnote that says local residents are to be encouraged to participate where possible. Otherwise, D-class personnel may be used. In emergency situations, all but one local surveillance staff are to self-administer amnestics and do as instructed. Large gatherings of people, including but not limited to festivals, parades, outdoor markets, public performance, and protests, are to be prevented from taking place in SCP-2551 without preventing access altogether. High-profile individuals such as politicians and performers are to be prevented from entering SCP-2551 where possible. All local calls to emergency services are to be passively monitored. On the occasion of a report matching the description of an instance of -1, the call is to be traced and the instance contained with appropriate distribution of Class C amnestics to witnesses and destruction of any physical evidence of the effect. Contained instances of -1 are to be processed on a case-by-case basis. For details, see Appendix A. Okay, description. SCP-2551 is an urban plaza known locally as Square in the city of. Interviews with local residents and testimonies of on-site personnel show that individuals within SCP-2551 display an above-average likelihood of misrecognition of passing individuals as acquaintances. Recognition events, usually as intimate friends or family, but occasionally as peers, superiors as well, or well-known public figures. Gotcha. Recognition usually occurs in peripheral vision only, being dispelled upon direct inspection. So it's, yeah. You think you saw somebody that you recognize. It kind of is like a mixture of that one SCP where like where like you see something from the corner of your eye all the time, but it's getting closer, and the pond that you think your family or friends are like drowning in it. It's kind of like a mixture of those two, right? Like you think you see something that you know from the corner of your eye. You're like, wait, and then they're like gone. You're like, I could have sworn. Yeah, I could have sworn I just saw. Yep. So that's in approximately 0.5% of recognition events, the affected individual will stop what they are doing and follow the misrecognized individual induction events. You don't recognize the bodies in the water. Is that... Wait, is that the... That was like the title, right? Am I stupid? Yeah, I think that's the title, correct? Oh, that was like a quote as well. Where the fuck is it? Huh. Weird. But yeah, wasn't that like the quote? You don't recognize the bodies in the water? Yeah. Yeah. Help message from reason, race, ethnicity, or religion. There we go. I'm not sure why I thought that 2316 is a religious religious number or race. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Twitch. Yes, but yeah, that was the one with the body in the water. Yeah, exactly. But I'm not wrong, right? It did specify that you think you recognize them. That it looks like somebody you might know. Or am I mistaking that? Or am I Mandela affecting a different thing into my head? This response is entirely impulsive and involuntary. If distracted in some way before leaving SCP-2551... No, be right. Okay, good. Okay. The individual will resume normal behavior with no memory of the incident. If the individual exits SCP-2551 and is not under direct active surveillance, they will vanish. They will reappear between 12 and 36 hours later, usually in their own home as an instance of -1. Individuals have never been observed between disappearing from SCP-2551 and reappearing as -1 and have no memory of where they were during this time. -1 are physically and psychologically identical versions of individuals affected by SCP-2551 induction events, differing only in that they are unable to be acknowledged as human by other living creatures. They are often described as unnatural, inhuman, artificial, or wrong. When pressed for details, the eyes, skin, or body proportions are most often identified as appearing different, despite being measurably identical to before being affected. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like an uncanny valley effect. Like it's like yeah, it is my friend, but something's off. You know, that's kind of like what I get. What it's trying to say. It's like yeah, it would be like if you guys saw me, but like but you just look at me and you'd be like, something about Afro is just not fully the way it usually is. Even though I still look the same, for y'all I would look at something about me would be different. The effect extends to direct communication of -1, example voice, handwriting, and to recordings, example photographs, videos, but not to indirect communication, example text typed on a computer, or automated measurements, example facial recognition software. Instances of -1 are not immune to their own effect and will typically reject their own body. The resulting dysphoria has been observed to cause severe emotional distress. Oh, that must be messed up if you look in the mirror and you just look at yourself and you're like, what? That's not me. If SCP-2551 is empty for a prolonged period of time, it will demanifest from its current location and manifest in another similar location elsewhere. Yeah, okay, that explains it. This is known to have happened on 3 occasions. On each occasion, it has relocated to a larger, more populous area. Ugh. Despite over 25 years of research, the mechanism of action of SCP-2551's effect remains unknown, and no progress has been made in curing -1, preventing induction events from occurring, or causing the effect to demanifest without manifesting elsewhere. The following has been ascertained. Recognition and induction events occur more frequently in poor visibility conditions, example rain, fog, darkness. Yeah, makes sense. Recognition and induction events occur more frequently in crowd conditions, again, makes sense. Some individuals are significantly more susceptible to the effect than others. If an individual is successfully intercepted from an induction event, the probability of the same individual being affected by another induction event within the next 6 months is approximately 65%. Individuals affected by induction events are statistically more likely to show introverted and depressive traits. Okay then. Well, I guess the albatross would would be affected by this. The individual who is misrecognized in an induction event has consistently proven to be completely unanomalous and to bear a general resemblance to the individual they are mistaken for. Interception of induction event does not appear to affect rate of future recognition or induction events. Frequency of recognition and induction events does not appear to be significantly increasing or decreasing over time. Familiarity with SCP-2551 does not confer any immunity or resistance to its effects. Oh boy. Don't do fucking dare. I think this is an actual phenomenon in real life. I mean, mistaking somebody for somebody else is common. But I would say disappearing after mistaking somebody is definitely not. Appendix A, processing of -1 instances. Due to the number of instances, the stress caused by the effect and inability of rehabilitation, -1 instances have proven difficult to process in an effective, humane manner. Over the 25 years of containment, there have been 6 different site directors overseeing SCP-2551, each of whom have advocated different procedures. The current procedure, created with the aid of the Ethics Committee, is as follows. Contained instances are to be debriefed on the nature of SCP-2551's effect, including its permanence. They are then to be offered voluntary euthanasia with a period of 24 hours given to each to reach a decision. Those who choose not to be euthanized are to be stored in standard humanoid containment cells inside 22. They are to be provided with loose-fitting clothing capable of concealing the entire body and not to be exposed to reflective surfaces. -1 instances comprising former Foundation employees and at the site director's discretion other contained instances may be assigned clerical work requiring no greater than level 1 security clearance. There are currently 79-1 instances in containment. When you're staring into a mirror in a dim light, you can sense your face morphing. It's how Bloody Mary was created. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I thought you meant of like the whole, like, you know, this section right here. Oh, the mirror part is in here, isn't it? So, I understand what you mean. I get you. Did I go too far? No, I didn't. Appendix B. Incident log. Okay, I'm going to do that only once because it looks like all the dates here are like blanked out, so I'm not going to keep spamming that button. SCP-2551 effect discovered in the town of... Effect located to St. Near the center of town. Containment established. All civilians excluded from SCP-2551 under the pretext of emergency roadworks. Containment lost. Effect lost after approximately 24 hours of SCP-2551 being empty. Effect located to... In the city of... containment established. All civilians included from SCP-2551 under the pretext of terrorist threat. Containment lost. Effect lost after approximately 12 hours of SCP-2551 being empty. Effect located to... In the city of... Okay, my right eye is... definitely acting up a little bit. Containment established. All civilians excluded from SCP-2551 under the pretext of quarantine of the infectious disease. SCP-2551 populated entirely with D-class personnel, allowed to freely enter and exit SCP-2551 via one exit leading only to temporary D-class barracks. Containment lost. Effect lost after approximately 96 hours of SCP-2551 being populated only by D-class personnel. Effect located to Square in the city of... Containment established under the current special containment procedures. Leth algorithm instated. Proportion of induction events identified increased by more than 35%. At local time, all on-site surveillance personnel simultaneously affected by induction event being found as -1 12 hours later. Personnel all report seeing and following Doctor out the main entrance. Site director at the time. To date, this remains the only known instance of SCP-2551's effect affecting multiple persons at once or operating outside of the bounds of SCP-2551 itself. Containment re-established. Okay. Yeah, no, Can you imagine though? Can you imagine you think you saw somebody that you recognize, like that you know. You think you saw somebody that you know. You're so confident that you think you're like, oh wait, no, that's a friend of mine. I'm pretty sure that's a friend of mine. It's that sense of like confidence is so strong that you try to go home, you disappear for a little bit, you come back home, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, and you immediately see yourself, and you're like, that's not me. That's not me. Like, I don't know, like, the idea of thinking that you saw somebody that you recognize, but you just don't. It's already, like, you know, a little bit of a bummer. It's already a little bit of, like, it's like, oh man, shame. Just for you to end up going home and not recognizing yourself anymore, like... It's like, what? What did I do? But at the end, like, you could just, again, if you are just very antisocial, you could be like, oh, that's somebody I might know, but I'm not going to look into it. You know what I mean? Like, if you do that, you're fine. You're fine, you're safe.